You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. Hunger is more than a physical sensation. It is an internal fire that refuses to let you settle. It is the quiet voice that whispers, you can do more, even when your circumstances argue otherwise. It is not desperation, it is direction. It is the disciplined craving to grow beyond your present limits. Success does not belong to those who merely wish for it. It belongs to those who are hungry, hungry for growth, hungry for change, hungry for excellence. Yes, hunger. You got to be hungry. Hunger. You got to be hungry. When we speak of hunger, we are describing a mindset. It is the discipline to walk when others rest. It is the courage to act when others hesitate. It is the resilience to rise when others quit. Across continents, industries, and cultures, hunger has been the defining factor behind extraordinary achievements. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Consider Steve Jobs. After co-founding Apple, he was forced out of the very company he built. He was publicly rejected and professionally humiliated. He could have retreated into comfort. Instead, his hunger intensified. He launched Next, helped transform pizza into a storytelling powerhouse, and eventually returned to Apple with sharper clarity. That renewed hunger gave birth to revolutionary products that reshaped music, phones, and personal computing. Setback did not silence Steve Jobs' ambition, it sharpened it. In business and leadership, Indra Nooyi comes to mind. Indra Nooyi represents sustained, disciplined hunger. Growing up in Chennai, India, she studied relentlessly, often challenging traditional expectations placed on women. When she became CEO of PepsiCo, she pushed both changes toward healthier products and long-term sustainability. Her hunger was not about prestige, it was about purposeful transformation. And from China entered Jack Ma. Jack Ma turned rejection into fuel. He failed entrance exams multiple times and was denied numerous jobs. Yet he saw opportunity in the emerging internet and built Alibaba from a small apartment. His hunger transformed repeated no's into one of the world's largest e-commerce ecosystems. Hunger. You got to be hungry. In engineering and technology, hunger often demands risk. Elon Musk, originally from South Africa, immigrated with bold dreams to America. He reinvested nearly all his wealth into ventures like electric vehicles and private space exploration. When his companies teetered near collapse, he risked personal bankruptcy to sustain them. His hunger is rooted in long-term vision, pushing boundaries others considered unrealistic. Similarly, Sunday Pichai grew up in modest circumstances in India, sharing limited space and resources. Scholarships and academic excellence carried him forward. His steady intellectual hunger eventually led him to lead one of the most influential technology companies in the world today. His journey proves that hunger can be quiet yet powerful. You got to be hungry. In medicine, hunger often begins in adversity. Ben Carson grew up in poverty in Detroit, raised by a single mother who insisted on education despite her limited schooling. Struggling academically as a child, Benkazi developed discipline through rigorous reading habits. That intellectual hunger propelled him into neurosurgery, where he led groundbreaking procedures, including the separation of twins conjoined at the head. His story reveals how cultivated discipline can transform early disadvantage into medical excellence. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Another example in medicine is Atu Gawande. Rather than accepting medical errors as inevitable, he pursued system-wide improvements. His advocacy for surgical safety checklists significantly reduced complications globally. His hunger was not for recognition but for refinement, improving processes to save lives worldwide. Hunger, you got to be hungry. Global health leadership reflects similar drive. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus from Ethiopia rose from regional public health roles to lead the World Health Organization, WHO. His path requires scientific expertise, political navigation, and resilience under global scrutiny. Hunger, in his case, meant persistence in strengthening health systems worldwide. Law also demands hunger for justice. Clooney built a career representing victims of war crimes and political persecution. International human rights law is complex and demanding, requiring exhaustive preparation. Her hunger lies in defending principles rather than personal advancement. Hunger. You got to be hungry. On the U.S. Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson rose from public schooling to the highest judicial office. Her journey included roles as a public defender and federal judge. Her hunger was not merely about personal success, but about service, fairness, and constitutional integrity. In sports, hunger is often visible in discipline. LeBron James overcame financial instability in childhood, channeling his energy into relentless training. His excellence extended beyond basketball into philanthropy and education initiatives. Hunger for him includes responsibility. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Cristiano Ronaldo left Madeira at a young age to chase opportunity. Facing homesickness and hardship, he distinguished himself through obsessive commitment to training and conditioning. His hunger converted raw talent into sustained dominance. Hunger. You got to be hungry. From Kenya entered Eliud Kipchoge. Kipchoge exemplifies quiet, consistent hunger. Training with minimalist discipline, he became the first to complete a marathon under 2 hours in a controlled event. His philosophy, no human is limited, is hunger expressed through daily repetition. In entertainment and entrepreneurship, Rihanna expanded from music into beauty and fashion, building global brands. Her hunger was multidimensional, creative, and strategic. From Mexico, Salma Hayek came to mind. Salma Hayek left familiar success to challenge Hollywood's barriers. She not only acted but produced stories that amplified underrepresented voices. Her hunger was cultural and artistic. In the Middle East, Huda Kattan turned blogging into a global cosmetics empire. She navigated skepticism and built a digital-first brand through adaptability and relentless innovation. Hunger. You got to be hungry. In France, Kylian Mbappe rose from suburban beginnings to global acclaim. Despite early triumphs, he continues to train rigorously, understanding that hunger must outlive initial success. Hunger. You got to be hungry. In climate activism, Greta Thunberg began alone outside Parliament. Her persistence mobilized a worldwide youth movement. Hunger here was moral conviction. Hunger. You got to be hungry. In artificial intelligence, Fefe Lee balanced immigrant responsibility with academic ambition. Her work in computer vision advanced AI research while advocating ethical development. Her hunger merged innovation with conscience. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Across medicine, law, engineering, sports, activism, and entrepreneurship, the pattern is consistent. Hunger is clarity of purpose. Hunger is disciplined action. Hunger is resilience under pressure. Hunger is refusing to let circumstances define your destiny. Hunger, you got to be hungry. Sometimes hunger looks dramatic. A company on the brink of collapse, a championship final, a courtroom battle. Other times it is quiet. A child reading nightly at a kitchen table, a student studying past midnight, a surgeon refining technique, an engineer debugging code for hours. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Hunger requires clarity, knowing what you want. Hunger requires discipline, doing what must be done. Hunger requires excellence, enduring rejection. Hunger requires vision, seeing beyond discomfort, seeing what others are not seeing. Talent without hunger fades. Education without hunger stagnates. Opportunity without hunger disappears. But when hunger fuels talent, strengthens education, and multiplies opportunity, transformation becomes possible. Hunger. You got to be hungry. Before recognition, before applause, before headlines, there were long nights, doubts, and discipline. What separated these individuals was not comfort, it was hunger. Hunger. You got to be hungry. And hunger is available to anyone willing to activate it or cultivate it. If you want to build, heal, defend, invent, compete, or inspire, you got to be hungry. Not recklessly, not purposefully, not impatiently, but persistently. Because in the end, history does not remember those who were comfortable. History does not remember those who were comfortable, he remembered those who were hungry. He's remembered